Welcome to this special edition of Talking Shirts. I'm Mike from Hull KR Shirts, and today I'm going to take a look at this prototype shirt. So this prototype shirt was due to be a 2019 release from X-Blades and Hull KR. It features the best of X-Blade shirts. So on here is a resemblance of all of the shirts that we featured during X-Blades and Hull KR's work together. So it features shirts from 2017, 2018 and 2019. The only shirt that isn't on here is the Erasure, A Little Respect shirt. Unfortunately, due to the licensing rights to have the lyrics from that song on the shirt, that did only include the one release that the club did. So unfortunately, this couldn't be included, but it does include all of the other X-Blade shirts that we've had. So let's just let's take a look really. So the club crest features sort of in the middle. It does have a really strong sort of position being in the middle. Now a lot of people would normally like to see the crest sort of on the left hand side where it's worn, sort of above the heart, which has kind of become a traditional place. But I think on this piece a central badge does really work. You'll probably notice that there's no X-Blades branding on here. The reason for that is because the club was going to switch to Oxen. Just in case all of the units didn't sell in its initial sale, then they would still be able to have this advertised in the club shop, even though the branding had changed to Oxen, just so that it was kind of uniform and sat nicely in with everything else. So as you can see here, you've got the front features from the 2017 and 2018 home shirts. You've then got the bottom piece here from the 2017 135 shirt, and then we finish off down this side with the poppy from 2019. We also have some sleeve detail in here. So you've kind of got the 2019 away shirt, which features down the side. I will spin it around in a moment so you can see. We've also got the 2019 away shirt featured on the front, and then also we've got the white there, which could quite easily be from any of the white shirts that we've had. I'll spin it around this way for you. So on this side, we have got the 2019 home shirt sleeve detailing. So this does feature the camo print, which goes down the side as well. And then when we turn it all the way around to the back, the biggest feature that we have on the back here is most obvious, and that's the number 6. So the club retired the number 6 shirt partway through the season in 2016, and obviously it's a tribute there to Roger Millward. Now, when you think about Roger, obviously he's so iconic in the history of the club, and for him to feature on that 2017 home shirt very prominently, and for him also then to be remembered on this shirt would have also been another nice touch. We've also got up here the 2018 away shirt, so we've got the grey and pink. For me, there's not enough pink on this. I love pink, but I have had to make do with just this little bit at the top there from the 2018 away shirt. We've got more detail in here from the 2018 home shirt, 2017 away down here. Then the poppy shirt does continue round from the front round to the back. So you've got that back detail in there of the poppy fields and the silhouettes of the soldiers. We have more of the 2019 away shirt, and then if I just swing it around to this side here, as I was saying a second ago, you've got the 2019 away shirt detailing, and that's complemented either side with the 2017 charity shirt, the 135 shirt, on the front and on the back there. Now, when this shirt was designed, it was brought into factor due to the fact that the club was running out of merchandise. It was kind of heading sort of into the summer months, and the replica range had sold really well, as had the training range, and units was heading quite low. So they decided to get together with X-Blades and see what they could conjure up for a summer release. Now the idea was to have this launched and ready for people to buy sort of June, July, heading into August, so that when people flew across to the south of France to go watch Rovers play the Catalan Dragons, that would have been a really good sort of new piece for people to be able to wear. Now, coupled with the training shirt, it would have also been a dual release. And what would have been released with it is this, which I've got underneath. So what we have here is we have the same shirt in the same design, but also in a vest. Now, you can kind of see that this would have been a really good summer line for the club to release, especially for people heading across to France. You know, to be able to sort of have something like this to take with you would have been absolutely brilliant. Just to swing it back around here, One thing that I didn't mention, which does also feature on the t-shirt, is we've got the three crowns detailing, which featured on the 2017 home shirt. Now, I'm quite vocal about the 2017 home shirt. It's probably my favourite shirt of probably the last 15-20 years. I think it was absolutely excellent. And again, to sort of see this featured on here is absolutely fantastic. Same again, you've got the number 6 on the back. And something that I was also sent was some computer generated imagery. And now what this showed the different styles of this shirt. So it always included the same shirts, but they might have been in different positions. So for example, there's some images that have different sort of like feature points on the bottom left and the bottom right. And also the one thing that was most notable is that the number 6 featured on every single one of the 4 designs. So it was always going to be a key factor that if this shirt was designed and if this shirt was made, the number 6 was always going to be on the back. Spin this back round to the front. Now, you're probably wondering why it wasn't made. Now, basically what had happened was when these had been initially launched, they'd been given and a sample had arrived with the club. Now, you might not be able to tell properly from the video, however I can from being in front of it, the colours are a little bit off. So the blue isn't the same blue that is on the 2019 away shirt. The red that is on the poppy shirt, again, it's a slightly different tone. Now, when you're creating a computer generated imagery, the colours will always look the same on a screen, whether it be a computer screen, a tablet or a mobile phone. But when you then get that ink and then print it onto a piece of fabric, it can differ in sort of brightness and in sort of context of the colour due to the thickness of the fabric. Now, what you will know is that all of the replica shirts that we wear are a much thicker material than that is used on the training shirts. Now, this shirt here is made from the same material that you would expect your training shirt to be from. So if you've got a Australia tee or a 2020 warm-up tee, this is the type of material that is being used. It's a much thinner, cooler style of fabric. And for whatever reason, when the ink has been sublimated into the fabric, unfortunately, it's not come out in the right colour. Due to the time needed for a shirt to be put into production and to be made for the club to sell, it can take a good few months for that to happen. Now, unfortunately, it was too late once the guys had realised at the club that the colours weren't right and that it wasn't going to go onto sale. So unfortunately, the idea behind it had been, the plug got pulled on it, unfortunately. Now, for me, it's absolutely fantastic to have these in my collection. I would just like to give a shout out to the club for giving me them. I've got a really good strong shirt collection, but I've got nothing that fits the bill of sort of like a prototype item. So thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to be able to do a video and to be able to sort of share it with everybody as well. It's very kind and thoughtful. I'm also going to produce a written article, and in that I'm going to give you sort of my take on this, what my opinions are, what I think of it. I'll also include the computer generated imagery, which will kind of give you a different idea of how the layout could have looked had this hit the shelves. This was the one, I believe, that would have been the one that would have had the green light. But I will kind of give you an insight into the other sort of styles and designs that we could have seen. I hope you've enjoyed watching this special edition of Talking Shirts. I'll be back again in a couple of weeks where I'll step back in with episode 11. So again, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. Drop some ideas in the comments. Just sort of let us know what you think. Always intrigued to know what other people think and to sort of get their feedback as well on shirts. If there's any shirts that you would like me to cover, feel free again to just get in touch and to say what you'd like to see, what shirt you'd like to see a little bit more of, and I'll get that on the list to do next time. Thank you very much for watching. See you all soon. Bye bye.